In a reasoned decision that comes after the original verdict of acquittal of the suspects in the infamous Balyoz, Sledgehammer, coup plot case, the Anatolian Fourth High Penal Court said on Wednesday that several key pieces of evidence in digital format are insufficient and so the court cannot continue with the charges against the suspects. The court had already issued its summary decision in March during the retrial of the 236 suspects and acquitted them of all charges in line with the prosecutor's request. After the Constitutional Court ruled for retrial of the Sledgehammer suspects on the grounds that a lower court had violated the defense rights of the suspects in June 2014, the Fourth High Penal Court started hearing the retrial of the coup plot case last year. In the reasoned decision, the court said there was a reasonable suspicion of the authenticity of several pieces of evidence that were discovered at the office and residences of the suspects implicated in the alleged coup plot but dismissed them from consideration. The court accepted the prosecutor's assertion that a voice recording of a seminar in which the alleged plot was discussed between March 5 to 7, 2003 at the Salimi barracks of the 1st Army Command does not constitute evidence. In his written defense, Prosecutor Ramazan Oksas argued that despite the fact that some of the suspects advocated courses of action that went beyond their authority, the seminar and the opinions expressed by the officers who participated in it should be considered a dangerous scenario game instead of real threats. The prosecutor also said that the digital documents cannot be categorized as substantial evidence that could lead to the trial of the suspects on charges of plotting a coup and asked that all suspects be acquitted. Despite the fact that in the recording several officers are heard saying the armed forces will loom over Istanbul like a nightmare without pity, only crushing, the prosecutor asserted that these statements do not aim to hurt the public. The court also stated that digital evidence seized at the Naval Command in Galkuk may have been planted there, but did not specify who might have been responsible. The acquittal came after the Supreme Board of Judges and Prosecutors, HSYK, which is responsible for the appointment of judges and prosecutors, reassigned hundreds of judges and prosecutors in what has been seen as government retaliation for a major graft investigation that went public on December 17, 2013. In this investigation, 52 suspects, including bureaucrats, prominent businesspeople and the sons of 3 then ministers, faced charges of bribery and illegally transferring gold to Iran in order to undermine US-led sanctions against the country. The 236 suspects include former 1st Army Commander RET. Gen. Seaton Doan, RET. Gen. Engin Allen, who is now a deputy representing the Nationalist Movement Party, MHP, former Naval Forces Commander ADM. Ozdan Ornik, War Academy's Commander Gen. Bilgin Balanel and RET. Col. Dursun Sisik. The suspects in the Sledgehammer case had been sentenced in 2012 to jail sentences of up to 20 years on charges of attempting to overthrow the government. According to the indictment, the military was trying to systematically foment chaos in society through violent acts, among which were planned bomb attacks on the Fatih and Balyoz mosques in Istanbul. The plot allegedly sought to undermine the government and lay the groundwork for a coup d'état. The retrial of the Sledgehammer case began on November 3, 2014, after the Constitutional Court unanimously ruled in June 2014 that the convicted suspects' rights had been violated concerning digital data and the defendants' testimonies. The Sledgehammer case targeted top military officers and was opened based on documents published in the Taraf Daily on January 20, 2010. Taraf journalist Mehmet Baransu gave a number of CDs purported to contain coup plans by military officials and their collaborators to a prosecutor in 2010. Baransu was recently arrested for having done this, in a development that has cast further doubt on the existence of freedom of expression in the country.